This morning started off in theory like every other day, but today would not be the same because Collie is leaving.
Guys, Collie's giving me back the walkie. This is the worst part always.
Always.
Because it's like, okay, it's not just like, okay, I'll see you later. It's, okay, this is actually final, dude. Collie.
It won't be long.
No, it won't be.
Hopefully.
We'll be hanging out soon.
Yes.
Way sooner than before.
Yes, most definitely way sooner than before.
We did do better this time. I saw you in like January, February, and I only waited until like, you know, May, June.
June?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this morning I was really hesitant. I was putting away my blankets, knowing that Collie was going to be giving me that walkie, knowing that we were going to be parting ways. She's going to be going on some other adventures though, so remember to check out her channel so you can see where she goes after this. Collie's gonna be rolling out some videos for you over the next few weeks, and so by the time that we see each other next, she should be showing you some of what's going on here. Her schedule's a little bit different than mine, but it's gonna be fun. So Casey Life Adventures, check her out. Today though, since she is departing, I think I'm gonna start trying to like figure out where I'm gonna be going next, and I do need to have like a day to just sit down and put together a map. I wasn't planning on being in Minnesota at this time, so I haven't got my map put together at all, and so I need to go and sit down at a place that has good Wi-Fi so I can physically put dots on a map. Basically, one of the things that I like to do when I'm going to a new place that I've never been to is I like to go in and look up all the free things that I can do, all of the things I might be interested in, all of the places that I might be able to stay, and I put them on a single map that can be an offline map, and it's really helpful. Not necessarily that I'm gonna take a path and go directly and plan everything day by day, but more so I can say, okay, well the weather's looking good here, let's go in this direction, and these are the things I could get into, and then I pick a few of those and I do them, and then I move on. I also have some suggestions from you guys that I need to put on that map because I've had this ongoing bucket list. You guys have been sending me things for a while, so we'll see how many of these I can like pull off of the list and do. But I'm still kind of sad because Collie is leaving me, and we have had so much fun. So now we have to part ways and go and do our own things and have fun, and we'll be fine. We will be fine. But also it's always like the sad day because it's not goodbye, it's see you next time. And this time we know see you next time is going to be sooner, so we already have a plan. So I got some things to finish up in the van here. I've got to take down the rest of my window covers. I need to put away the walkies so that I don't have them like out, because who am I going to talk to now, right? It is what it is. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go dump my trash, and then we're going to figure out where exactly I'm going. I don't know if I'm going to have a like mini adventure this morning to kind of get the blood moving before I sit down, but I'm going to go to a coffee shop, use some Wi-Fi, figure out life, and see where we're going to sleep tonight. So should be interesting. Okay, so now it's time. I got to take down this window cover. I clearly have to put some things away, and then we are off. So Collie is going to go and get her tire taken care of because the same tire that she just replaced is now having issues. So we're pretty sure that they really did something wrong to her tire. It's been having a problem since literally we left. She didn't feel comfortable going back to that place because obviously. So she's gonna take it over to this Walmart and have them look at it before she hits the road again because she's having to inflate it like constantly. So that's not good. But this is why, again, always film your auto work, keep your receipt, make sure you have all your paperwork, and just put it like in your glove box or something. So there's what she's gonna be up to. Now I am gonna be up to a couple of other things. I am going to go and dump my trash because I have food trash. And then I am going to be going and finding a Starbucks, like we mentioned. So that'll be interesting. In the meantime though, I'm gonna put these walkies together and use my little cord here to cord them so that I can keep up with all this. I will be using these again on this journey at some point, just not right now. So I can just kind of store everything away and get back to solo van life. You know, that's one of the things that over time just keeps happening over and over again. We say hello, we say goodbye. Well, we say see you later more so than anything. And then from there, we end up going on some awesome adventures and doing some really neat things. So we'll see where we end up. I have no idea, but it should be pretty interesting. I'm sad, man. I'm sad. I have thoroughly enjoyed, again, I can't say that enough, just being able to travel with Collie because we've never gotten to have that solo travel time together. Like we've always traveled within the group. And so it was great to be able to just like move at a rapid pace, see all sorts of cool things, experience things that Collie liked, experience things that I liked, and see 3 new states now. 3 new states that I touched with a friend, and that was so cool. So now we got to get back to here I go again on my own. Normally that's my song of the day every time I part ways with my friends. So I guess we'll keep with the tradition. Here I go again on my own. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Where will I end up today? Maybe just at Starbucks, realistically, maybe somewhere else. I was gonna get some water from the Walmart, but I think I'm gonna wait until I get a little further down the line. I still have one jug left, and I'd really prefer just to stir all my jugs by getting new water completely. So I'm gonna wait on that, but I am going to find a place to dump my food trash because, ooh, stinky food trash. So let's get to it. Okay, I just checked my power station to make sure it's pumping in those watts so I can get this topped off. It got down to 73% last night. This is the AC70 Blue Eddy, pulling in almost 100 watts, so this should do well. Okay, so now I need to go up to the front of the store and see if by the cart returns they have little dumpsters. I just have a small bag of trash. It's not like a lot, but at the same time, I need to make sure it's not here. They do have bigger dumpsters in the back, but I never use the bigger dumpsters just because those are specific for the store to use, not for individuals. And realistically, we shouldn't be putting stuff in places we're not supposed to. So we are allowed to use the small ones as people who are customers. So I'm gonna just see if I can find one. Also, while I'm at it, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put my Hokas on because just in case I find an adventure along the way, I would like to be prepared for that. I don't know if I'm gonna make any stops today or not. I may just do an office day because I really desperately need to do some scheduling and I have like a business call that I need to do. We'll see, we'll see. I almost forgot I have one more thing that I need to do. I actually need to wish someone happy birthday today too. And I think that would be better to do while I'm like sitting than versus while I'm driving. So I'm gonna do that really quickly. And I just kind of went through my calendar to make sure there was nothing else. I think that's it. So I'm going to do this, just shoot over a text, you know, a little birthday cheer, and then I need to move these things off my dash so they don't distract me and or fall off on me. So birthday time. Okay, birthday wishes have been complete and now I am ready to go. There's a Starbucks that is about 30 minutes away from where I am overall, so I think I'm just gonna go there. That's not quite where the Cracker Barrel I was thinking I might stay at tonight is, so I may just go to this Starbucks, work, and then see if there's another place. But I'm just trying to get, again, closer and closer to the Minneapolis area because ultimately I have something I definitely want to do there. Finding a place that's going to be close enough so I can kind of hub out of it to do Minneapolis is important, so I'm going to be doing Cracker Barrel just south of Minneapolis, and that should work. There's only one Cracker Barrel in the entire state of Minnesota. I did not know that. That's pretty interesting. So when I looked it up, I was like, huh, okay, cool. But there's lots of Walmarts and other locations, so I'm going to try to map out as many of those as I can while I'm sitting down. I probably would just go right up to that community today, but I do have that business call, so I need to take care of that, and it's going to be pretty soon. So I need to get to a place that I have dedicated Wi-Fi so I can pull up some things and look around. It's part of being a digital nomad. You have to kind of balance out the days that you can be away from your computer and the times that you have to be on your computer. And I'm pretty fortunate that I have an office day like about once a week, and that gets me all of my stuff done. But some people have to be tied in all the time, and that's whenever other alternative methods work better, like Starlink or having like a Wi-Fi booster or having some form of dedicated like hotspot. And I choose not to do any of those because it's an extra bill, but at the same time, for what I do, because of how I do it, I just schedule everything for those office days, and it's a very, very busy day. I'm gonna do that, and we'll see if we get into anything else today. Otherwise, I think it's just gonna be kind of a low-key day. I always try to like regroup after being with a friend for a while so I can kind of get my noggin together, because it is different when you go from traveling with a friend to traveling solo. You have to like start to think of things a little bit differently. For example, like Collie and I have been alternating who leads to go to places. It's something really simple. At the same time, it kind of takes that moment when you're not the leader and takes the pressure off of you. So when you're by yourself, you have to be fully aware all the time for yourself. Same thing with places to stay. There are places that are a bit more remote that I might not want to stay by myself because I don't have a good vibe. However, I might stay there with like a friend and it not be the same vibe. So it's just all those kinds of things that you kind of go through and you figure out. We're gonna see if this Starbucks works for me today. And if it doesn't, I built in enough padding where I could go to another one just in case so I can handle my business. Okay, made it to Starbucks. I need to get my bag so that I can work. Okay, interesting. Yes, I think this will work. Okay, it's 104 in the van now. And it's 7:35 at night. So I have been here for a long time, but I was able to kind of get some things finished. I'm not able to finish everything. The Wi-Fi for uploads was not great, but I was able to get some things uploaded. So that's a big positive. Now, the thing is, I still have to get the rest of the things that I edited today finished. So I edited like 8 videos today, and that got me caught up a little bit so that I'm not behind, which is good. I'm still not quite where I want to be. I don't think I'm going to do an office day tomorrow. That might change. If the rain comes in, I might do one more office day. I just want to kind of get a map established, and I got a little bit of that done, but not as much as I'd like to. So I still have some work to do, and that's just kind of how it is. Again, digital nomad. My little meeting took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, so that kind of cut into my time, but lotion time. I'm really happy that I took that time to do that because it was very insightful and super helpful on some things I have going on behind the scenes that at some point I might share with you guys. For now, it is time for me to figure out where we're going to go for the night. It's not too early to go someplace, so I could go to a Walmart or Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel is in a neighboring town, so I'd still have to drive a little bit, but that might actually work out pretty well because there is a Planet Fitness in that town also, so I could technically go and take a shower tomorrow and everything if I wanted to. I don't know that I necessarily need to, but I might want to just for funsies, especially if it's raining. There's also a different Starbucks I could work at if I do decide to have an office day. So there are options. And there's also some other things up there that might be interesting for like a little adventure day. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I've been talking to Riley. She's actually currently on a trip and she just got to her campsite. So yay! I also talked to Collie and she made it on a couple of adventures this morning. She did a hike and then she went to the Buddy Holly crash site, which a little jelly of that one because it sounded cool, but you'll have to go check out her channel to see what all that looked like. For now though, I'm gonna plug in my phone because it's almost dead. I'm gonna head down the road and I think I'm gonna go to that Cracker Barrel. Okay, we made it home for the night. There's a few people parked. There's a truck on this side you can see. There's a van on that side. And then there's actually a small van that's like right in front of me. I am here. And I turned my air conditioner off and now it's like weird in the van. I've read from that. Oh well, it's fine. I'm really happy I have a nice Cracker Barrel to stay at. This is the only one in the States, so I'm not sure what the rest of my journey is going to look like. I don't know if I'll end up coming back here tomorrow or if I'll go down a little bit further. It really does depend on where I end up and what the weather's doing. This seems far enough off of the road that I'm not going to have a ton of noise. Now there was a parking spot on the other side that I was interested in, but then I pulled up and there's a huge sidewalk that comes in from the roadway, kind of from the back of where my van would be, and I didn't like that. On the other hand though, I have a hotel that's behind me over here, so I felt a little bit better with that one. So we'll see how the night's sleep is, and that will help me make my decision on where I end up. I will be leaving here tomorrow to do something. I'm just not sure what that's going to look like yet. I need to get my other window covers out, get everything all fixed up. I'm going to put on my slides. I'm going to go to the back. I got to figure out dinner, all the things. Okay, start off here, get comfy for the night, put in on the slides. Couple things. I never dumped my trash today, so it's fine. It doesn't smell weird or anything. I was kind of concerned about that, but there was no place to dump it. I haven't stopped off at a gas station, so tomorrow I will have to, at some point, stop off somewhere that has a trash can because I'm gonna have some more food trash. I'm in the back. Everything looks good. It is a little bit warmer in here currently because I turned off the air because I got cold in the front and then I got awkwardly hot. It's 85. Love that for me. That's just how it goes sometimes. So I'll turn my fans on in just a minute. I'm gonna get everything set up. I'm gonna pull down my food for the night. I don't know what I'm gonna eat exactly. I haven't decided. I'm not super hungry. A lot of times whenever I have coffee days, it fills me up, and so I'm not like overly hungry, but I need to eat. So I need to figure out what will be easy and good. I'm also not gonna do any more computer work. I've been staring at a computer screen since very early this morning, and so my eyes are just kind of shot. So I think I'm just gonna take this time to like reflect, refresh, and renew. And in the morning, again, I'll assess what's going on. Currently, it says it's about a 40% chance of rain tomorrow, which is not as bad as it was. Maybe we can have an adventure day tomorrow, and if not, then we will have that office day. But it looks like it's 85% chance of rain the following day, so definitely pretty much anywhere I go, there's going to be rain, so I can either find a museum or I can office. So either one of those are my options for day after tomorrow, more than likely. It's nice to be able to kind of keep up with those things, and I looked all over. So yeah, it was kind of the same no matter where I'm going. So that's kind of what it looks like. But for now, I'm kind of considering doing like a burrito bowl tonight. Those are really, really simple. I can take some of my cilantro lime rice, some chicken. I can use up some of my other ingredients maybe. That would be good because I'm trying to like cycle through the things that are already in my fridge before I buy more stuff. That is a possibility, but I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, I just need to unclip my cord. After I unclip it, I'll plug it in. I love this fan so much because of this. I can just clip it up when I'm not using it, and then whenever I am ready, I can just drape it. And just like that, I have air. So that moves it around quite a bit, and it will start to cool off in here in just a little while. I would crack my doors a little bit, but again, there's someone literally like right over here, and he was just sitting in his front seat. When I'm solo, I don't do the same things that I do whenever I'm with friends. When I'm with friends, I'll leave my doors cracked longer, but if I'm by myself, I have to be a little bit more cautious about my safety. So usually what I'll do is I'll push the air out, and then I will sit with it, and then if it doesn't cool off, I'll crack the door just a tiny bit. But for the most part, I leave everything closed up because you never know when you're solo if someone's like watching you or not. Probably a super nice guy, probably no problem whatsoever, but at the same time, you never know, and you have to be more cautious. Now when there's two of you, you have somebody else that's also watching out, so it's a little bit easier to do those. But again, we're acclimating back to solo van life at this moment, so we're going to be more careful. And when we're staying in urban spaces, that's what you got to do, is just be aware that like, hey, I have a hotel behind me, I don't know who's there. Hey, this guy over here in a van could be the nicest guy on earth, might be the boogeyman. We have to just be safe, you know? So even though I have lots of items for protection, I would just prefer not to have to get into those. Also, realistically, I think I'm gonna have this tonight. I really love these as just like a standalone because black beans are so good for you. Overall, this is 3 servings. So that would be 330 calories altogether. That's not a lot, but I'll add a little tiny bit of cheese on here, and then I'll also have like a tortilla with it, and that'll round out the meal. That'll be great considering I didn't eat anything today. All I need to do is just kind of heat and eat on this. Okay, I heated up the beans just using my Joule cooker. I sprinkled on a little bit of cheese, a dollop of sour cream, and just some of my garlic sriracha seasoning. And we have a perfect dish for the night. It doesn't have a ton to it, but at the same time, this is going to be super filling, and it's pretty decent in the protein category, which is good after a day of not eating anything. Part of the reason why I don't eat anything on office days is because I just don't get hungry because I get so busy with what I'm working on, and that's bad. And I know that's bad. At the same time, it just kind of is what it is. Sometimes I'll get a snack from Starbucks and just remind myself, hey, I have to eat something, or I'll take in some little crackers. But today I didn't have any little crackers, and I really didn't want to spend the extra money at Starbucks because it adds up if you have tons of office days, and I know I'm gonna have another office day potentially this week, so I didn't want to break the bank on Starbucks just because. I currently don't have a gift card, so it's coming out of pocket, so we favored that a little bit more cautiously then. You know, you just have to be responsible when it comes to money, and that's just how it is. If you want to have adventures, you can balance out what you would like to do versus what you need to do, and that's the most important thing. But for tonight, I have my dinner. I'm really excited about this. It smells delightful, and I really love black beans, so this is going to be so good. And then I have some other things that I might be able to eat later on this week that I'm still kind of working my way through my groceries with. I love picking up my groceries and being able to have these simple meals because then that takes away the guesswork. I already kind of know what I have, so I know what I can work through. For example, I know that if I open up this cilantro lime rice, that I'm going to have 2 meals out of it. So that means that back-to-back meals, I'm going to have cilantro lime rice. Now, I've been doing burrito bowls with this, where I take some of my chicken or my sausage and I put it in, and I either add enchilada sauce or I add green chili sauce, and then I have just basically the things that you would put in a Chipotle bowl into this, and it is so tasty, and I can do all of that pretty minimal on my budget. I kind of talked about that a little bit in my Dollar Tree video, but I genuinely do use these tips because I think that it is one of the best investments that you can make by being cautious about your budget. But I also find items that make my budget stretch a little bit further in way of being able to buy in bulk. So for example, whenever I go and get sausage, I know that I can get the sausage links at either Dollar Tree for $1.25, or if I go to Sam's Club or something like that because I happen to be near Sam's and I'm with someone who has a Sam's membership, I'll get one of those larger things. It lasts me a long time because they're individually sealed, and so I can get a lot more bang ultimately for my buck doing that. So that's kind of what I do, is I just try to assess what I have, what I need, and where I'm going, and then I try to prepare accordingly. And then when it is grocery shopping day, I think, okay, well, what do I not have? I make a list on my phone and I keep track of it, and as I use it, I check it off the list, or I uncheck it if I'm going to make a list that I need to check off as I'm purchasing, if that makes sense. Just little tips like that that are super handy and they can really help you, especially if you're traveling with a friend. Your friend can have what they have, you can have what you have, and then you can figure out how to compromise on meals together. And ultimately that saves both of you in the long run. And that's what Riley and I do a lot. But for now, I'm about to dig in, have a good dinner, and then rest for the evening. I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me. This was kind of a weird day because we said goodbye to Collie, but at the same time, tomorrow's gonna be an exciting day, whether that's another work day or something adventurous. You never know what to expect here. We might get into something crazy. We might do something just normal, you know, van things. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Remember guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.